So I'm going to talk about what all I'm working on this week. I was freaking out today morning. I was saying, "Oh my God, I I've been broke for like 3 years." So I think for some reason I went into that mode. Then thank God, my teacher sent me a message that what you contribute to the society is how wealthy you are. So I wanted to talk briefly about so many things that's happening with me. I am a doctor on mass health. I wanted to tell you guys, I applied for mass health and got my mass health card. So it's so funny, how funny the life is. It is my mass health card. So you guys can see it, right? Mass health. They offered it to me because I'm also just like my patients. I didn't make any money in December. That's because our system is so weird. But anyway, so that I think I went into that thinking, and I don't want to think that way anymore. What I'm working on is million things, I should say. Health Tap. We had a very nice conversation. They said if I contribute, they'll give me Health Tap equity. So I think I did get the top integrative medicine specialist award for the nation. So a currency, even though it doesn't flow, I have energy that flows. So I'm very happy about that. And then what else I'm working on? I got the top number 3 doctor award for Massachusetts. I haven't received my certificates yet. And then my teacher, he is building Kailash Nation. So I am part of that Kailash Union. It's Agro Micronation. And I'm a USDA level 2 certified farmer. I submitted my Schedule F for 2017 that qualifies me to be part of the craft cooperative license holder for cannabis. So that's good. And then I also have online e-magazine, for nobody's business.club that allows me to talk about terpsolates, like distillates terpsolate, because one of the things I'm going to work with my teacher is called Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda is to become a perfumer, and for that you need to have the knowledge of terpenes. Terpenes is the modern term. Let me take off because it's getting hot inside. So I'm working on that. Last year I went and I completed my perfume course as a completion, because see, the thing I need to talk to you guys is, I'm going to bring it up so you guys will understand how this all ties together. I'm doing a bartender certification program, and I'm going to really create a Facebook group, nobodysbusiness.club. And this is my bartender certification. If anybody wants to follow along, I'll be going over the terpenes, like distillates and stuff. And this class, Frigere and Ship, I finished. The reason I want to tell you guys is, even in bartenders, which is is you need to, the terpenes, which for cannabis world can be produced from any plant. It doesn't need to be cannabis indica or sativa, because we extracted terpenes from other plants too. And the CBD can be extracted from other plants as well. So I'm trying to combine and come up with my own formulas for specific thing, which can be added to the CBD, but we found you need to have 0.3% THC to activate the CBD. And 0.3% THC we can produce even from durba grass, we found, which is an ancient purification grass they use during many festivals and stuff. So we were able to extract THC from so many other plants. Oh, holy basil, like, there are like other plants we extracted. So I'm not really worried about where I'm getting the THC, where I'm getting the CBD. But if I need to make it milligram specific, I have also come up with some companies from California. We order CBD distillates. We did some cartridges, and it works great for many symptoms, and I have a way of testing them. And that is one of the projects I'll be working with my teacher. His organization is called Kailasa, Kilaasa. It's an agro-micronation. It's an agricultural civilization, and it's a very ancient civilization, had tremendous wisdom. They used to extract herbs and formulations from male mountains, they call it. About the mountain name. They had the mountains in South India, and the head of them is called Agastya Rishi. And he appears like he was a dwarf. They call him Muni. And so they really talk very succinctly. They are not very talkative, but they produce results. So they know how to control elements and other stuff. So I kind of like, I'm a clairvoyant. So I did some advanced training with my teacher in December of 2018, and he asked me to pick a project, and I'm going to pick this Atharva Vedas, the Atharva, Attar, like, Attar means perfume. And so the perfume world, would be a good target, I thought, because it will tie in both my piece I'm working with for recovery, because the olfactory nerve is the way we actually improve memory, retain memory, heal our body. So it makes more sense to work with that. And also, I'm going to work on, see, just like when you cook a very heavy meal, you feel so full. Same way, by improving the taste sensation, smell sensation, our memory improves, our need for food decreases. We can really focus on being healthy and wealthy. So that's an area I'm going to dedicate this whole year to my teacher. And that's the way I want to contribute. And I'm going to look into ancient texts, how to pull it together and stuff. And I'm also a loctician. I started my business as a bridal hairdresser, and I do garlands and floral arrangement and stuff, which is kind of like perfume world, right? So this is my natural dreads. It took me, the first time you had to split it into 36 pieces to have good memory, but I also didn't want to do it like the regular dreads like other people. So I decided to put like jewelry in and let the hair grow. So I have now like a very nice way naturally to keep little wisps in. And that's another thing. In Massachusetts, you don't need a license for locticians. Because it's dreadlocks. People who specialize in dreads, they are called locticians. So that's another area. If anybody is interested, I can help you guys. And it's grown. I have now natural dreads, and I love it. It's really very, very nice. And then I also have like the clips. So if you're going for fancy parties and stuff, you can just clip it, and it's really organized. So somebody was saying it is trim in the front, party in the back. So I love all the things. And by the way, everything, whether it's perfume, I have a forest bonsai. You can watch it there. Let's show you guys my bonsai, right? So you guys can see it. That's my bonsai world. Okay, and that's air potato plant. And guys can see. That's my forest. Okay. I think I'm plugged into the laptop, so I cannot really show you guys. This is my logo, Varahi logo, that is Durba grass, fully Durba grass. So I'm working on multiple projects. So, but the thing this year, I'm going to keep it to Atharva Veda. Veda is the way they transmitted knowledge, and the packets of information were instilled, and then you work through that. So that's a main project I'm going to work on this year. And then Agro Micronation, I already registered the employment ID number, and I'll be working with my teacher. He's my favorite teacher. His name is Sri Nityananda Paramashivam. And he is going to organize his organization, Kailash Union. And I'll be one of his protege student, and we'll be working on that project. So this is the way I'm going to contribute. I'm going to make a commitment, and if anybody wants to contribute and be part of it, please go on facebook.com/nobodiesbusiness. The reason I chose Nobody's Business was, I think I have shared it with you guys. I went to India and I figured out, being a nobody is what makes me happy, because nobody, just pure in spirit. That's one way of looking at it. But the other thing is not to hold an identity that's separate from my agenda. Like my agenda when I work with my teacher is to be expansion of his vision at home, to be expansion of my husband's vision of being in the family, because I think that makes it easier instead of carrying my own agenda and creating more confusion. So by working from what is it in common I have, like we even have plants, the aromas. So when I come from that aspect, it helps me expand further rather than making little noises on my own and not really getting ahead of what I really need to achieve as a pure spiritual person. So nobody, Nobodies, nobody's business. That's the high end of saying, but low end of saying is literally it's I'm a nobody from India, so nobody's business. I thought because everybody tries to be somebody, they're falling apart. So I found in India they just tie a thread. They call themselves trying to resolve. They call it prayer threads. So I thought, hey, let me be the same way. Let me tie a thread and try not to be somebody. Instead, I'm going to take it easy and be nobody. And this is just what I wanted to share. And please sign up at fb.com/nobodiesbusiness. And my YouTube channel is healnow.tv. HEALNOW.tv. And this is most of what I will be doing. And I'll pick one terpene every week for you guys to follow.